How is everyone? God bless you. Reverend Dr. Gilberto Rosado. I'm doing the first live stream in great time between, since the last time, I should say. So this broadcast is going to be a little rough. I usually don't do the live broadcast except for Sunday broadcasts on a different channel, I believe, yes. So this is my first live one, and so forgive any inconsistencies. I'm also fixing the studio software that I use, trying to streamline them so they can behave a little better. I've been having some issues for a while with it, so I started fresh, and that way maybe clearing up a little bit of the clutter and starting with a fresh instance of the studio setup will resolve some of the issues that we've been facing. So today I want to go into some Bitcoin analysis in relation to the program that I have created, so that you guys can see what would have been, where you would have been if you had started 5 months ago with this program. So I got my Google calculator out here, so let's go to that screen so that you can see that. Okay, folks, sorry about that. That was one thing that I didn't configure, was the mic for this screen. So here we are. Things are a bit tiny for you, so I'm going to try to get them more zoomed in and fix up, I guess, the positioning here. So let me just take a moment and do that. So you can see today the Bitcoin right now is at 9,340. In our program, our program is designed to help you raise about $50,000 in five to 6 months. We try to shoot it for 5 months, and you really should try to do it within 5 months. So what we're doing is that, and that's the regular program, the $50,000, usually a weekly or monthly check or payment that goes out to you and totals about $50,000 for our regular job program. But because of the nature of Bitcoin, what we're doing is that for the Bitcoin option, you're getting the Bitcoin right after the 5 months period. So depending on where you qualified, right after the 5 month period, you're getting the Bitcoin, and that's only with the second level membership, which is the one with the software. Okay, so you get that immediate Bitcoin payment into your wallet. And that's how that works for you. And also you get more than that. You can earn a lot more. You can double, triple, quadruple that amount with the software, because the software, the software makes it easy for you to do your 15 more or less minutes every day, and it brings in the other types of things that you'll be working with that you can earn more Bitcoin with. We have a basic membership, this level number 1, but at level number 1, you really don't have those extras involved with it. You don't have the software. You can use your phone for that, but you're really going to have to spend a lot more time doing the basic stuff in order to qualify. But with the software, it's a little easier because you have more to offer through that software. Okay, you have more available to you. So in Bitcoin, let's say if you had started 5 months ago, 5 months ago, um, you would have, and we're going for the $50,000 qualification. So let us go and do that estimate right now. It's 50,000. So $50,000 would have been what I would go now and buy the Bitcoin for, transferred into Bitcoin. And so let us just see how many Bitcoin you would have earned today. How much more richer you would be today in terms of Bitcoin. So today you would have received 5.35 Bitcoins. See, now after 5 months. Now assuming you did nothing more, and as I've always specified, you know, personally I wouldn't do a Bitcoin unless you were making, or unless you believed that Bitcoin would be valued at much more, and I'm talking about at least $1 million. At least $1 million. And if you believe that, I'm not saying it will be that, I'm saying if you believe that, then Bitcoin becomes a real good thing for you to get involved with. However, it shouldn't be something that you're investing your own money into. So I'm just making some adjustments into the stream. It had some other things in there, I don't know why. But oh, they saved the settings. Okay, infinite frequency. Let me just take a look here, folks, before we go on this. I'm looking at the studio, the YouTube studio, and it's telling me there's an issue with the buffering, so some of you may have some problems. So please 4 seconds or less. So I have to make an adjustment in the keyframing. Let's just let me look at that and see where we can make some adjustments in the encoder. And we'll see keyframe. You got 30 frames per second. Alright, so what this is telling me is to do this. So I'm going to do this. And just rev up the let me do this YouTube prefers and see how that messes things up, because usually that's what happens. So let me use the YouTube prefers here. Let's see. YouTube prefers this. Okay, I'm going to use that. Okay, so we may want to, I'm going to stop this broadcast and restart it again. Be right back. Okay, we're back. Hopefully the stream is better for you guys now. It always starts off good and then they find some problems with it. All right. So you would have made 5.35 Bitcoin with, and if you're thinking that it'll reach 1 million, because I don't really see. Let's talk about this for a bit. Why do I say if it'll make 1 million, if you believe it? Because I don't see, if Bitcoin was just starting out now, then, yeah, if it gets up to 100,000, and you had a few hundred Bitcoins, it's worth whatever you had to do. Well, not whatever, right? But whatever you had to do, the effort to get that Bitcoin and to store it, well, it gets up to 100,000. You say, that's really good. I mean, there's people already, with the way it is now, they're already multimillionaires because of the amount of Bitcoin they bought way back when. So again, for you to get into Bitcoin just to do some day trading, making a few $100s here and there, it seems to be a lot of work to me. When cryptocurrency right now is very low in terms of the entry. I mean, the entry point is very low, not of Bitcoin, of course, but the other cryptocurrencies. Come on. So it seems to me a little crazy to get into Bitcoin right now and not to think of going to $1 million. It really doesn't make any sense. For that, I mean, you might as well, if you're thinking that it won't go up to $1 million, you really should be investing in the other ones, the cryptocurrency. Like at least the top one would be Ethereum, because right now Ethereum is pretty much 10% of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes up, they go up. Bitcoin comes down, they go down. It's pretty much like a shadow of Bitcoin. So at least you should be loading up on Ethereum. If you don't believe that Bitcoin will ever reach 1 million, then you shouldn't be in Bitcoin at all. You should be doing Ethereum, because Ethereum it has room for it to grow and expand. If you're not thinking, let's put it this way. So far in the cryptocurrency statistics, pretty much Bitcoin has led the way. Of course, right? Bitcoin being the first, it's led the way and stays up there. This is all run by people's perception. The psychology here is run by people. Bitcoin is king because it was first, okay? The perception here is that everyone else is following. Everyone else is just trying to copy. So that issue is always in the mind. And you see it with the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, let me check here. Let me just reset this so that we see it according to prices. So you have that difference right there. It's easy, pretty much, to check what the market is doing, just because Bitcoin and Ethereum, Bitcoin with its shadow, Ethereum is pretty much what is happening right now. So, and I see some cryptocurrencies now, I'm looking at it, that are really just way up there in terms of how much they're costing, and I really don't see. I'm going to look more into that. But as far as we're going to be now analyzing, we're going to pretty much stay with Bitcoin and understand that Bitcoin has its potential. Great potential. It's very popular. Because of that, it has very real potentials here. Okay, so I changed it to show things by the pricing, and we have. Let me just go catch up to where Bitcoin is on this list. Computer slow as can be. Yeah, sorry about that. Let me just get out of there. It's having issues. Having issues with that thing. That's the old computer, and I need to replace it quickly, but I can't because I have all the old stuff in there. There are things I'm working on for quite some time, and I have to be careful how I transfer that for you call privacy or secrecy. Actually, I'm trying to keep my research under wraps. That I've been working on for so long. Alright, so let's get over here now. That should resolve that. And so that's the reason I'm still putting up with this slight inconveniences. Okay. So we have interesting things here. We have a few other currencies, some doing better than Bitcoin at the moment. So I'm going to look into these currencies for other broadcasts. But in any case, you have everyone who invested into Bitcoin. And again, even at 9,297, it's still, if you started out when it was $1, I mean, you're doing pretty well. You don't have to worry about it. See, but that's the point. Right now, what it looks like, if you're into investing in Bitcoin, what it appears to be is that even when you got a good, well-known, solid coin like Bitcoin, it's going to suffer these types of contrary things, like the stock market. So you really can't be, putting in your money, and expecting things to happen. You have to be very careful. It's a very risky thing. So again, putting from your own money that is yours, that's you use to feed your children, or for your retirement, all that, you really it doesn't make any sense to do that at all, not in none of this cryptocurrency stuff. It doesn't make any sense. And I think it's practically foolish to do that. Now I qualified with the following. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be in the market. Well, all I'm saying is that you really should be using other money, not your money, not the money where right now, as I'm speaking to you, the money that you're depending on right now and have should not put into cryptocurrency. Period. Nothing. None of it. So how do you get involved? Well, you get involved is by developing new money, new separate money from what you have now and from what you're making now. So that is my suggestion, that you make new money, a new income that's solely dedicated for Bitcoin and Bitcoin or whatever you want to do. I don't suggest investments at all. Again, my thing is that if look it up in a dictionary what that means. If you believe, because you don't know, no one knows. If you believe that Bitcoin will reach $1 million in value one day, then it makes sense for you to earn away from your money now, nothing of what you have now and nothing of what you bring in during your work or your business. And new money, new activity, and you put that into Bitcoin and you forget it. Don't worry. Goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. It takes a ride on the roller coaster. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And frankly, it doesn't matter if it's lost totally. And Bitcoin closes its doors. It is no longer available. It is no more. It's a thing of the history books. And all you should be suffering is thinking, did I have any Bitcoin there? Did I have any? See? Oh yeah, I had this and that, and okay, I thought it was going to be 1,000,000. It became 1,000,000 zeros. You know that? That's all that should be happening. That really should be your attitude. Absolutely. You shouldn't be crying over it or anything like that. And the only real way for you to do that is really to use only new money from new activity that you do just for that, like a game, It's just, like the slot machine. You go, well, the slot machine, you use your money, but I'm talking like a video game. You go and you play a video game. You don't put money into it, right? But you develop money, in-game money from the activity that you're doing. And then that goes up and up. Whatever you can do, you do. Whatever you can't do, because I don't spend money on these games. I don't. I just play it when I play and just let the in-game money take care of whatever, and I play up to what that allows me to. And if the game gets boring, then they lose a player. That's all. And I get pretty good when I get going. So they lost me because all they want is their money. And I'm not going to part with mine that easily. You understand? So basically, that is the way I would approach something like this. And I recommend that you approach it like that as well. No reason to be, no reason for you to be taking from your own money, life savings, your own sweat, and putting it into this risky environment. But if you just play the game, you develop, we have in our program just things for you to do. 15 minutes a day doesn't take you, and you can put in more money. I'm saying you can put in more time. Time is money, right? But not your cash. No one's looking for your money. No one's looking for your cash here. We're not doing investments here. It's just simply you spend the time in activities that produce Bitcoin, and we're not talking about little shavings of 0.00 micro Bitcoins. We're talking about actual whole Bitcoins when the day is done. So, and that can only be had, by the way, in our second level membership. The second level membership, when you join that, you'll be given those types of opportunities where you can earn major Bitcoin instead of the little shavings, which we don't have anyway. But the second level is where you're able to add so much to how much you would earn in the program. So that's what I'm saying. If with 15 minutes more a day, do you have 15 minutes more a day? If you have 15 minutes more a day, then it behooves you to do this, because it'll add Bitcoin to your wallet after 5 months, a 5 months program, and you meet with your benchmarking, you do your benchmarks, and then after the 5 months, you get your wallet with the Bitcoins that you've earned at that time, and then forget it. Simply forget it. What you need to do simply is to continue the program. You can continue the program because the program will help you anyway in other endeavors. And you'll realize that once you start the training, you will see that you can use the program for your employment. It will help your employer in many ways. It can help you find employment. It's a skill and a tool that you can use to gain a job position. And for a lot of people, it's a higher job position and therefore a higher salary that you can earn by learning what we're teaching you in the training program. It can be a business for you. You can start a consultancy business, an internet services business, a social marketing agency. There's a variety of different business models that you can create based on the skills and the tools that you're given within this program. So you're talking about quite a few things here. You're talking about personal growth, increasing your income in your jobs, and the job up, increasing the options for employment. And business wise, you can start businesses on top of what you're doing with the Bitcoin. I mean, so the program helps you more than just give you Bitcoin after 5 months. It really sets you into a better place overall. And the first 5 months you earn the 50,000, and then after a year you stay in the program. You continue because you'll always be making Bitcoin. After the first 5 months, you wait. You don't make anything for 5 months. You're earning, but you're not getting the Bitcoin yet. It's only after the 5-month period. But after the 5-month period, you continue to do that job, do that work. It's 15 minutes a day, and you will continually add to your wallet. It just continues to add on, and every year, after 12 months that you've been with us, you start another 5-month qualifying round, right? So it's like every year you get another chance to get another 50,000. Not everyone gets to the 50,000 mark. Some of you you wait and you delay, like the human thing. Some of you make 20,000. Some other get the 30,000, 45, whatever. But every year, at least you get another chance to pop it up into the 50s, okay, to the 50,000. And again, you'll always nonstop. You're always adding Bitcoin through the other offers that are in the software membership. So that's why we suggest you do the second level membership always. And that way you multiply your Bitcoin every year. So basically, if you believe Bitcoin is going to hit $1 million, as we see here with the valuation and the return after 5 months. Now, those who graduated they started working with us 5 months ago. Today, they are graduating with 5.35 Bitcoins, right? So if and when Bitcoin gets to be $1 million, what you're looking at is $5 million here, $5,350,000 in a time where we believe, and if you are into getting Bitcoin for yourself, you should believe it. If not, you shouldn't be in Bitcoin. You should be doing something else. But if you believe it, then that's what you're looking for. And I think that after 5 months of work at 15 minutes a day, that's a pretty good return, I think. Um, so, and it's safe because it's not, again, it's not money from your table, from your bank, from your wallet, from your sweat, from your savings, from anything else that you own today that's yours, an income that you have today that's your income. None of that needs to be put at risk. None of it. This is simply dedicate 15 minutes a day to this program, and in 5 months you'll qualify for whatever amount you will get that will be transmitted to your Bitcoin wallet in Bitcoin at the going rate then. Whatever the going rate is at the time of your training termination or completion, I should say. You don't want to get terminated. Completion, then that is the Bitcoin amount that you will receive in your wallet, and you will have, simply, and you just continue working with the program, fully trained, and taking advantage of the program and the tools in whatever else that you want. I mean, wouldn't it be great that every year you're getting an extra 5 Bitcoin or whatnot? Again, it depends on the price of Bitcoin when you finish the 5-month process. But whatever it is, you gain Bitcoin and you're able to start a business. You're able to start or get a higher paying job based on the skills that you'll be learning through the training program. So you're even adding more money to yourself, not to be investing in Bitcoin. We don't tell you to do that. We're not going to tell you what to do with your money, but I'm giving you some solid advice here. There's no reason to invest in Bitcoin with your money if you're doing this program. Simply just use the money from this program and leave it there. Simple. It's forget this money, but do it. Because at least that way, when it hits, or if it hits $1 million, you're in. You understand? Instead of, oh man, I should have invested in it. You shouldn't never have invested in it. But you should definitely have done this. Invested 15 minutes of your time every day. I mean, come on, it's not even a lot. Not even a lot, and you don't need to risk nothing of what you have. I mean, this is like a no-brainer, folks. Please. I mean, there should be no complaints, all right? Because you had the opportunity. My goodness. All right. Well, like I said. So that's how you do the Bitcoin thing. Now, let's talk about the others, okay? So let's talk about Ethereum. Now, Ethereum, you have Bitcoin Cash, which is actually doing better than Ethereum, and BitGold is also doing better. But again, we're not going to talk about those right now. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum is like 10%. The reason I like to go down to Ethereum, because Ethereum, as far as I've been tracking it, has always stayed around the 10% of Bitcoin. I think that most people just look at Bitcoin and then Ethereum. Why I say that is because they're so close in relational adjustments. In other words, that when Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum follows. When Bitcoin goes down, Ethereum follows, and it always stays within that 10%. And it's curious to me, because I look at that and I say, whoever's doing Bitcoin, a lot of them are probably doing Ethereum as well. So that they're using the same strategy. When they buy Bitcoin, they're buying Ethereum. When they're selling Bitcoin, they're selling Ethereum. And that is why you see that pairing. They're not the same price, but the relationship between their up and downs are almost carbon copies. So that indicates to me that the Bitcoin investor, the thinking out there, is also invested in Ethereum. So if you're thinking also, again, you have to create your own strategies. But if you're thinking that Bitcoin's going to go up to 1 million, then realize that Ethereum is going to have to get up to about 100,000. If it's doing 10%, it's going to get up to 100,000. Okay? Ethereum right now is going today for $912.05. So let me find out how to erase this calculator. And again, we can do the same thing. Again, you'll know that if you invest in if you start in our program and you accumulate or earn the $50,000 in coin, and you're doing the Ethereum program, then we will be purchasing at the Ethereum price, which is 10%, just simply. So the $50,000 will purchase at today's price for those who were in the program. I'm sorry, let me correct that. Okay. Divided by 912 with 5 cents. Okay. And so we would be purchasing for you, your wallet, 54.82 Ethereum coins. So again, if each one of those coins became worth 100,000 because Bitcoin became $1 million, right? Yeah, at least Ethereum would then be worth, at least you're looking at, $100,000 each coin. So again, you're looking at the same thing. It's the same thing. Remember, it's 10%. So if at your completion of the 5-month program, Ethereum, you'll get the same amount of money. I'm just saying that when Bitcoin reaches 1 million and Ethereum remains at the ratio that it is in relation to Bitcoin, you're still making, you'll make 10% of whatever Bitcoin is at, and you'll still remember the value that went in. So you're still going to be making $5,400,000, just like you did in Bitcoin, because in Bitcoin, instead of buying 54, we will buy 5 Bitcoins, 5.4 Bitcoins, and you will have $5.4 million if it goes up, if and when it goes up to 1 million. Same thing here, you get 54 Ethereum, and when that goes up to 100,000, it equals the same thing. So we have a program for each of the cryptos, and we can keep comparing the different crypto coins. And you'll have, again, I only suggest this with the Ethereum because the Ethereum is the one that's closely matching Bitcoin. So the idea is that if you believe Bitcoin is going to make it to 1 million, then you can think about it this way. Now, if this whole thing goes nutty, and what I mean by nutty is that there's no relationship between none of the coins and Bitcoin at all, then it really starts getting more interesting. Now at this point, if you start looking at the charts here, I'm gonna go down, you start seeing that certain things have similarities Other things just don't have it at all. They're just not related. The ones that are not related are not related. That's why you see that, you see it in that sense. There's no relationship between what Bitcoin is doing and what this other cryptocurrency is doing. So that's what you need to look for. You have some differences. You see, like the Z class. You see that that is, although it does show the same inclination upward. Right now, it's heading down. Right. So it has some. It looks like it has some inclination of acting independently, but there is still some enough. I think there's enough percentage of people doing that. Here, the on what is that? The ano, we'll call it unattainable just for the sake of humor. At 151.24, you see that that really has no relationship. What it means to the people who have been long time, who have been investing or coming in, or the major investors, are not considering that coin seriously at the moment. But that's just at the moment. Everything depends on what you're thinking. Like again, I said, you need to look at this. There's two basic ways. Either you think that one of these coins will reach 1 million, then you do the Bitcoin. Or the Ethereum, and the theory that Ethereum follows 10%, as a 10% shadow, but that most of the investors that are doing Bitcoin are in Ethereum as well. So that's where you want to, play with that. The others, you really need to, they're the ones that you'll be gambling with. But again, the issue is, how much of a gamble is it in your estimation? So that's where it gets a little scary, but you have to just decide for yourself. Again, if you're not using your own money, in terms of what you have now, what you're earning now, etc., you're doing new activity just to play this game for fun, okay? If you turn out to be a multimillionaire, that's great, but otherwise, this is for fun, then it really doesn't matter. If you're looking for, again, the Bitcoin, Ethereum looks more solid and more tenable as a game option for you. But any one of these, we have a program for each one of these coins, so that you can get, if you're doing this one, let me see what. Let me try to see what this one is here. This one's going for $70.46. It also has a similar curve as the Z class. This is Bitcoin. Let me see if I can get more of that word out of here. Bitcoin Plus is at 70.73. So if you believe that Bitcoin Plus has any inkling of a chance, okay, so come 5 months from today, let's go, 50,000, and we're going to divide that by 70.03. Again, we don't know where this will be 5 months from today, but assuming, let's just imagine you started our program 5 months ago, then today we would be putting in your wallet $706 or $707 Bitcoin Plus coins. And, you know, again, you have to believe, if you're going to do this for any of the cryptocurrencies, you have to believe that at least, see, at least I wouldn't do Bitcoin Plus or any of the other cryptocurrencies personally unless I believe they would hit at least $100,000. I have to believe that they'll hit at least 100,000 to make it worthwhile. Because to me, anything less, although yeah, you can play the investing game and, you know, take your profits like they do in the stocks. You know, when it goes up a certain amount, you know, they take some profit. When it goes down, they buy. You see, so a lot of people are doing that with cryptocurrency right now. That's a way that they are investing, and they're working that. But, you know, see, I'm not talking about making investments. You don't need to make investments if with 15 minutes every day in this program, you can always be adding to Bitcoin. You know, why you don't even need to waste time worried about the investment or trying to do any investing. You're just simply amassing coin, simply, and just letting it ride. That's all. Because of the reasons I spoke to before. See, you don't need to do that. And of course, you can do variations of my suggestion. You can take a certain percentage of what you have accumulated and throw it into the, you know, the type of trade and investing type of thing you want to do. But that's up to you. I have nothing to do with that. I'm not going to waste time doing that. Within the training program, I do show you guys a way to increase your Bitcoin using Bitcoin itself within, you know, within that type of trading type of thing. But I only do it as a guide for those who are thinking about or wanting to do that, so that they can have some familiarization on how that works and give them an idea of how to do that without putting everything at risk. So I do that, but in other words, our program has nothing to do with investing at all, and nothing to do with you taking from your pocket or your savings or anything like that to invest in any way into Bitcoin. All you're doing is gaining the membership in our program and investing your time, and it's just 15 minutes every day, suggested time that you should be putting into this program. Okay, and then obviously with the 706 or 707 Bitcoin Plus, if that's what you were going after, I mean, and you believe that it was going to increase by up to, you know, again, this is good enough if it just makes 50,000 one day. I mean, that's what I would maybe, in my most deliriously positive outlook, I would say, you know, at least $50,000, you know, from that $70, right? So let's go with that. So let's reduce this to just a 706. Let's just let's reduce that to 706. 706 Bitcoin Plus, and we're gonna multiply that by our desired that each coin will value at 50,000 one day. Okay, and so playing that game, we have made from that $35 million. $35,300,000. See? So it's like I said, then it becomes worth it. but you have to believe that it'll make it. You know, it'll make from 70 that it is now, that it'll get to at least 50,000. You know, you know that Bitcoin will not have a problem. You know, I don't think it'll ever have a problem getting up there. The issue is it getting up to $1 million. That's like, wow, that's stretch. That's stretching it. But is it possible? Yes. It's definitely possible, because according to what I see here, let me get back to where we were before. Because according to what we saw in the chart, there apparently is one of the coins are almost up there right now. So let me just get back into, you know, sometimes I say, I look at some numbers and I don't really see what let me just click there. That's what it's trying to help you with. Yeah. So let's get back to the chart. So at least while we're waiting for that to come in, at least I'm trying to give you a perspective for you to at least look at this sensibly. Instead of like imagining you're going to be super rich and Bitcoin's going to really be this and that. You know, we're not talking about, look at this thing here. This is Bit20. And like I said, I can't speak too much about it. But its price right now is 921,559. And while Bitcoin has been struggling, this thing has been increasing and increasing and increasing. That is going to hit $1 million. See? And again, you have to do Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin's not too distant from it's in the top, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the top 7 coins. And we're relatively just starting here, folks. So it's like I said, this is the time to get involved in amassing cryptocurrency. The question is how best to do it. And what I'm saying and suggesting is it's best not to use your money. It is best not to invest your savings or anything that you have. It is best to add an activity to your daily schedule, daily routine, that adds Bitcoin or whichever cryptocurrency you believe will have the value you're looking for. And just to have that working for you there. That's it. And not worry about anything, just 15 minutes. You want to put more money into it? Add another 15 minutes to your daily work in this program. Simple. And add more, because you'll be earning more. Simple. That's it. But don't touch your money. And remember, go back to the video if you missed it. This program will help you increase your own income. This income that you're making yourself personally, either an improved raise, a salary raise, improved employment options, and even business a startup that you can have, that you can start, and really adds much wealth to you, income to you and your family. And you can, you know, again, it's money coming in, more money's coming in. Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrency is being added to your wallet. I think that's a good scenario. What do you say? What do you think? The way I see it, it's a good scenario and a very good option. So I thank you guys. I gotta go. There's things I have to do with the fam, so I'm going to start getting ready to do that. And I appreciate you bearing with me on this first attempt at a steady live stream. And I hope that it's been of value to you in some way. I'll be improving these as we go along and adding some more information. We're going to look into these coins in depth, and we're going to really help you guys earn Bitcoin without your own money, without risking your savings or retirement plan or anything like that. Nothing like that. This is the best program, and we're going to show you that you can earn some really significant Bitcoin just by using 15 minutes of your daily routine into an extra task that you do. By the way, if you have any website online, look into our reseller program here. Okay, it crashed, so I'll have to finish it here. If you're still watching, I'll see how that's working. So again, so we'll take care, and I'll see you guys next time. All right. Thank you very much, and let me just we'll end the